Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the stream. And I hope everybody's having a good night. Air alert in Kyiv 5 minutes ago. Yeah, just when I think about disabling the air alarms on my phone, I get an opportunity, thanks to somebody here in chat, to go back to Kyiv and see how everything is going. So thank you, Blonde, for that opportunity. Welcome to the stream, Andrew, Don, Nura, Necro92, Marshall, Niels, General Consensus, Not Sherlock Holmes, Mitch. Oh, a whole bunch of chat I needed to scroll down to. Linda H, KKGG, hello everybody. And I need to switch to live chat rather than stupid. I don't know why YouTube decided to just default to top chat. Oh well. Hopping right into it, operational information as of 8 a.m. February 22nd regarding the Russian invasion. As always, start the report with glory to Ukraine. Hey there, Lynn S. The 1095th day of the large-scale armed aggression by the Russian Federation against Ukraine has begun. Ukrainian defenders are steadfastly holding back the onslaught of the occupiers, inflicting significant losses on the enemy. In total, 90 combat clashes were recorded over the past 24 hours. Hey there, Golby, LJ. That is the lowest number of assaults we have seen in a long, long time from Russia. Hopefully that means they're running out of the meat waves to send at Ukrainian defenders. According to updated information, yesterday the enemy launched one missile strike using 2 missiles, as well as 72 airstrikes, dropping 92 bombs from the aircraft. In addition, it carried out more than 5,000 artillery strikes, with 130 of those being from MLRSs. Russia also used 3,050 kamikaze drones to strike positions. The aggressor carried out airstrikes on the settlements of Zolochiv, Borov in the Kharkiv region, Chasiv Yar, Konstantinivka, Toretsk, Grodovka, Lysivka, Mirnograd, Novo-Oleksandrivka, Novopil in the Donetsk region, Uliopol in Zaporizhia. And over the past day, missile troops and artillery of the defense forces hit 7 areas of concentration of personnel, weapons, and military equipment, including 3 artillery pieces of the enemy. Hey, David, good to see you here. Going into the individual directions in the Kharkiv direction. The enemy twice tried to break through the defensive lines of our defenders near Voschansk. Going to the deep state map, Kharkiv direction, and of course Voschansk. Our guys have been holding them strong in this area for quite some time. Moving over to the Kupiansk direction. Just a short ride from Kharkiv. In the Kupiansk direction, 5 attacks by the invaders took place yesterday. Our defenders repelled the enemy assault actions near Zarazova. So all in one city. General area. And of course, for those of you that know, Zarazova is right here. About halfway between Kupiansk. Well, a little less than halfway, but Liman, Izium, Zarazova's right here. Kupiansk right there. Moving down to the Liman direction, where the enemy attacked 7 times. He tried to wedge his way into our defenses near the settlements of Kopanki, Novoluvka, Turny, Yampolivka, and Kolodazny. Kopanki, I think Novolubivka is one of these smaller towns. I have to zoom in for Novolubivka, Turny, Yampolivka, and Kolodazny. Moving down from Liman, skipping the Servisk direction and going to Kramatorsk, where the occupiers attacked 3 times in the settlements of near the settlement of Vaskulivka. So, skipping Servisk, going to the Kramatorsk direction, Slavansk, Kramatorsk, Konstantinivka, Chasiv Yar is here, and Vasilivka is here. Going directly to the south of Chasiv Yar to the Torets direction, where the enemy carried out 13 attacks in the areas of Torets, Krimsky, Shchirbanivka, and Divlivka. Sorry, I got distracted by chat. You guys are a riot sometimes. Divlivka. Oh, let's go check. So here's the image for Tourette's direction. And it's showing right here. So I'm guessing it's this Divlivka they're talking about, not this one. And of course, Toretsk, Krimsky, Shchirbanivka. 13 attacks, basically all within the metro area of Toretsk, if you want to put it that way. Toretsk. In the Pokrovsk direction, our defenders stopped 29 assaults of the, the Pokrovsk direction. Our defenders stopped 29 assault actions of the aggressor towards the enemy, towards the settlements of Vodany Druj, Elizavetivka. Oh, this is a new one. Svurish Donivka. Oh, there's no way I'm saying that right. Hopefully there's a better pronunciation on Deep State. Promin, Prishkiani, Sergivka, Andrivka, Ukali, Udachny, Nadivka, and Molodietsky. Couple new towns in there, actually. Moving over to Pokrovsk, Konstantinivka, Toretsk, Pokrovsk, Mirnograd. The first ones they mention, Zeleny Pol, Voldany Druge, Elizavetivka, Promin, Lasivka, and I'm kind of looking for Suriri Donivka. Okay, that's going to take some work on getting that pronunciation right. But it's just a small lettering. Promin, Pishkiani, Udashny is over here west of Pokrovsk. Molodetsky, okay, is here. Upensivka, Novo-Alexandrivka, Nadezinka, Zaporizhia, the town of Zaporizhia, not the oblast. What was the other one? Okay, that was Molodetsky. Okay. Coming to the south, Andrivka and Ukali. 29 attacks in the Pokrovsk direction. Essentially 1/3 of the assaults that happened today. In the Novopavlivsky direction, the enemy carried out 5 attacks in the directions of Constantinople and Burlatsky. Constantinople and Burlatsky is right here. So, give the overview: Pokrovsk, Mirnograd, Constantinople, Velika Novoselka, Burlatsky. Skipping over Huliopol and moving to Orhiv direction. The occupation forces stormed the positions of the defense forces 3 times in the areas of Sutirbaka and, oh gosh, this one's so hard, Piatikhatka. Pietikaki. That's such a tough name to say for an English tongue. I hope if there's any Ukrainians in chat, please forgive me for butchering the names of these towns. Again, skipping over Huliopol, coming over to Orhiv, Serbachki, Mala Serbachki, and Pietichkat. Pietu. Yeah. I know how it's supposed to sound in my head, but I just can't make my tongue say it. I am so sorry. No. If I can't, you're not allowed to, Mitch or Marshall. Remnants of this cold just keeps hanging on. Excuse me for the coughs. I know them, but I don't. The interactions sometimes change the sounding of the letter, and it's not always possible to do it right, is the best way I could say it. In the Servisk, Juliupol, and Pridniprovsky directions over the past day, the enemy did not conduct offensive actions. Always good news to hear. In the Volyn and Polizia directions, no signs of the formation of enemy offensive groups have been detected. The defense forces continue the operation in the Kursk region, where the enemy carried out 31 airstrikes using 43 guided bombs, carried out 437 artillery strikes, with only 3 of those being from MLRSs. Ukrainian defenders repelled 15 assault actions of the invaders in Kursk yesterday. Let's go down here and find Kursk. See where those attacks are happening. Our soldiers continue to inflict significant losses on the occupation forces in manpower and equipment, actively undermining the enemy's offensive potential in the rear. Goes into the combat losses for Russia in the last 24 hours. And of course, as usual, ending with join the defense forces. Razom do Peremojemo. Slava Ukraina. Go over to Discord and grab the graphic for today. Total combat losses of the enemy, February 22nd, 1095th day of the full-scale invasion. Today, Russia lost 1,140 personnel, bringing the total up to a nice even 866,000. That number's just popping up more and more every day. If it keeps going at this rate, we'll be over 900,000. Probably April, May. Russia also lost 15 more tanks for a total of 10,161. 9 APVs for a total of 21,139. 66 more artillery systems taken out for a total of 23,528. 155 UAVs, 139 vehicles, and 1 special equipment. That is the losses for the Russian Federation today. As you can see, most of Ukraine is under air alert. Small strip through the middle, and Chernihiv is clear. Volyn being the most recent 20 minutes ago, and getting another one on my phone right now. Just saying that the air alert in Kyiv is over as it goes off on the screen. Kyiv Oblast has been going on for almost 8 hours, 7 hours, 53 minutes. Sumy, almost 11 hours. Zhytomyr, 6 hours, 21 minutes. Kiev-Novgorod, almost 7 hours. Odessa, 35 minutes. Zaporizhia, 17. Dnipro, 1 hour, 58. So all different times, and more than likely this is all from the Shaheeds being over flying over towards their targets. I'll keep that on the background. Oh, Viper's going to be on Rick's stream tomorrow. That is cool. It's good to hear that they'll be there. Oh no, I'm in extreme weight loss mode. I can't be eating a whole bunch of stuff, Andrew. So thanks for the invite, but I'm going to have to pass. And it is that time of day to play Zelensky's speech. With everything that's going on today, I'm surprised he's able to I don't know how to say it well, so I won't say it at all. Here's his speech.
Підтримки в Європі більше. Бажаю здоров'я, шановні українці, українки. Сьогодні ми продовжуємо нашу міжнародну роботу. Нові перемовини з партнерами. Дуже корисні перемовини. Буде більше підтримки в Європі, більше взаємодії. Зараз ми робимо цілком конкретні речі для того, щоб розмови про Україну і про всю Європу відбувались за участі України і Європи. Я дякую кожному з партнерів за підтримку у цьому особливо. Говорив сьогодні з прем'єр-міністром Нідерландів. Я подякував йому. Нідерланди готові допомагати і надалі, і більше. Це важливо. Це додаватиме стабільності і безпеки. Ми розраховуємо на посилення нашого флоту F-16. Нідерланди – одні з тих, хто найбільш допомагає. Дякую. Говорив сьогодні також з прем'єр-міністром Албанії. Дуже хороша розмова, мудрі пропозиції. Дякую тобі, Еді. Однаково бачимо необхідність захищати інтереси всієї Європи та міжнародного права. Говорив з прем'єр-міністром Британії. Ми скоординували наші позиції, нашу дипломатію. Ми цінуємо, що Британія прагне зберігати лідерство в захисті життя і просто нормальності. Також я говорив сьогодні з прем'єр-міністром Греції, подякував за підтримку від початку повномасштабної війни. Ми справді цінуємо те, що Греція поруч із нами у безпекових питаннях і у тому, як наблизити надійний мир, надійний і гарантований. Гарантії безпеки – це те, що об'єднує абсолютну більшість, і Європа, Америка, і всі наші партнери у світі потребують спільного розуміння, як гарантувати, що Путін більш нікого не зможе обманути, і що Росія не зможе нести загибель іншим народам, всім, від України і Європи до Сирії та країн Близького Сходу, Африки. За минулі 30 років ми бачили надто багато руїн і смертей, провина за які лежить саме на Росії, на російській армії, на їхніх спецслужбах, на їхніх найманцях. Світ потребує гарантій, я дякую всім за підтримку. І фактично з усіма партнерами зараз ми говоримо про гарантії безпеки, про конкретні прояви підтримки, про дії, про допомогу, про рішення, про меседжі. Зараз напередодні третіх роковин початку повномасштабної війни для всіх українців важливо, щоб світ був з нами, був в сильній позиції, був з фундаментальними цілями та принципами статуту ООН щодо суверенітету націй, територіальної цілісності кожної держави і захисту кожної нації світу від агресії. Справедливість не має бути пустим словом, і це важливо для кожного народу. Ще одне. Доповіді наших військових, спеціальних служб. Дякую усім за виконання бойових завдань. За підсумками цього тижня я хочу відзначити особливо воїнів 425-го окремого штурмового полку за знищення окупанта. Також воїнів 59-ї окремої штурмової бригади, безпілотних сил на Покровському напрямку. І ще стійкість та хоробрість наших воїнів на Курщині, 47-ма окрема механізована і 95-та окрема десантно-штурмова. Просто молодці воїни. Дякую всім, хто з Україною, бо це справдою. Слава Україні!
Героям слава. Sorry I wasn't able to follow along with you on the speech very much. This cold just does not want to let go, even after a week and a half. Just want to catch up on this Times, the cover from the Times from 7 years ago, but it seems to be frighteningly accurate prediction. It's a little scary, huh? Heading to Canty Center on Telegram. If you want to see these for yourself or at a later time, you're always welcome to just go here and watch them at your leisure. Get a bit of a preview of what I have in store for you as I scroll back to the beginning of the day. I do have one video I cannot show you, but I did not want to miss the opportunity to bring this news to your attention. Oh yeah, a lot of stuff from earlier this morning that I had forgotten about, so I'm getting a refresh too. But here we are at the drones for last night. Russia launched 162 drones, 82 of which were shot down, 75 were lost due to electronic warfare or other means. Unfortunately, that means 5 reached their targets, and even if they don't reach their targets, shot down drones still cause damage depending on where they land. Well, as a result of the attack, Kyiv, Kharkiv, Kinograd, and Dnipro regions suffered damages. Sometimes Dennis finds the best videos, and one of the reasons I keep an eye on his Telegram channel. Even the donkey is smarter than the Russian soldier. It's videos like this that I appreciate that Telegram keeps a higher resolution than other formats out there. Because if you're watching this on Reddit, it'd be even worse than this. So yeah, the donkey refusing to go and the Russian trying to pull him along. 71st Brigade gives us a view from an assault in Pokrovsk. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Oh. Absolutely nothing. That's definitely going to be a copyright, so I'm going to have to delete the music. Okay, it's not as good a video without the music. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Good for absolutely nothing. Really up close and personal shot of the camo netting. Some drone on drone action over Kupiansk. Here's the video. Fly away, yeah. So you see that drone was heading for, it looks like a Ukrainian buggy. I can't really tell from that picture. And of course, our FPV operators took out the Russian drone. Ukrainians are still flying MiGs, but it looks cool with those colors. Hey, Ozzy. Oh, Mexi girl changed her name. Okay. Oh, just an image of Ukrainians flying in their own airspace. So good to see after not being able to do that for so long. Having to fly at treetop level in their own country. And it's just playing it again because it's just good to see them above the clouds where the planes belong. More evidence of the dirt bike army. Here's the video. Okay, the audio on this video, the picture that hops into my head is Scooby-Doo doing that running in place right as they get scared. And I'm just waiting for like the boosh, boom. Fred Flintstone, yeah, that would work too. But can you imagine your country's army being forced to use dirt bikes on assaults? It'd be a sad day for America for that to happen. Frontline chef. This needs to become like some unit needs, or ZCU itself or United 24. Somebody needs to do a contest or like a regular show where the cooks from the front line film and share their cooking on the front, because this is amazing. Prepare to be hungry. Ukrainian potato pancakes are so good. Konstantinivka yesterday. I'm going to start with the last picture and go backwards to the video. You know, private house, garage. You know, the gate for the entrance to their house, their residence. Tractor tire. Poor tractor. You know, that was probably like the track. You know, Ukrainians don't have a lot of money in these smaller villages. That was probably the only tractor in the village, and it tilled up everybody's garden. There's a reason that Ukrainians love their food, Sherlock Holmes. Just, oh. The only thing I don't like about Ukrainian dining, I'll say that because it's not Ukrainian food, is they are so hooked on sushi. Another residential building, schoolhouse. Oh, I guess I needed to download this video. And it's not like super pretentious food for the most part. I say for the most part because of their hamburgers. Most Ukrainian food is very simple, very tasty. You know, when they talk about the three ingredients rule,
Я нормально, после Бахмута нормально. Только мама. Вы переселенцы? Да. С Бахмута, да? Да. Вот это ж надо. Только мама, сейчас ее надо в тепло и... Сейчас придумаем. В меня летела, я успела подскочить, выбежать. Где? Сейчас. Возьми за носилки, подними носилки. На себя носилки. На себя носилки, на себя. Ай-яй-яй, голова. Срочно голову.
you know, how is a lady on a pension a military target? Other than it makes the military come and respond to the attack to rescue them. Indy, good to see you.
Беремся. Раз, два, три. Вот туда, вот, все. Давай, раз, два, три. Там скальзь сняла. Спина. А сено везет. Выезжай, Карян.
You know, this was Konstantinivka yesterday. Odessa and Kivri is going through this today. Occupiers dropped 7 Fab 250s on Konstantinivka. 2 people were killed, 3 were injured. There still may be more people under the rubble. 66 civilian objects were destroyed. 10 apartment buildings, 21 private houses. Okay, 1 industrial facility. that could be argued as a valid target. A store, parking lots, 16 garages, 9 cars, 2 power lines, and 2 gas pipelines. With maybe one possible valid target out of 66 buildings destroyed. I almost did not include this one, but while I was watching it, I had a sudden urge to play Unreal Tournament. Pay close attention. Yeah, I that would freak me out. Last thought being, what just hit me on my head? Oh, I forgot to give a summary of this one. Motivations of the post. Dido, pilot Dido from Madhyar. Yesterday, civilian. Today, he's already burning tanks. I'll just play it for you. You'll get an understanding of what it's about.
Коли вже зрозумів, що в принципі треба йти, подумав, що треба таки зв'язувати себе з FPV. Бо давно слідкував за птахом Мадяра в тому числі.
Бада-бум, то гепнуло.
Тут раптом танкетка і набір. Ну я такий думаю, let's go.
Marital difficulties.
Вже потрапив до хорошого командира. Я вже встиг спалити свій перший танк. Я кажу, ось танк. Наказую знищено. І він сідає. Горить сучара, блядь, з люка в перший танк. Тихо, блядь. Так, добре, давай. Крадеться. Ща. Ахуєть. Не спіши приколи, чуєш? Ти ж і вздовж було, да?
That's the flames coming out of the tank's hatch.
Тісар. Підрив. Оливанка! Курить, блядь, не вмить! Ой, диви, який красивий! Оу, є! Джага, на вечір вам, пацани! Він перехоплює всі нюанси і складнощі роботи. Це найкраща робота просто в світі. Нарешті відчуваєш себе на своєму місці.
Now, the new recruit doing work in Madhyar's birds. And, of course, I can't keep them from you. Madhyar being Madhyar.
Муль. А от іще одна нічна. Вона тепленька, така світиться на морозці. Її видно гарно. Чпоки! І після того вони заткаються надовго, як не назавжди. Гармату з позиції ніхто не пре. А козаки Кліматим ціла наша спільнота сопілкарів. Пачками їх нищать. До речі, вчора, що там було, 21 лютого, 14 гармат за добу. Це є рекорд. О, тут зараз дорога смерті і фаєр-шоу. До речі, по цій дорозі Хробачня визнала. Подивіться вверх-вниз, ліво-право, їздити вони вже перестали. Це якийсь долбойоб заїхав, відразу нарвався. Та й таке, рухаємося далі, тихої та спокійної вам очі та жало, хробачий жах. Честь.
No, it's not over. This is just the beginning of the video. Or the end. I forgot to start it from the beginning.
Там, де звичайний дрон FPV по визначенню курить з керованістю з причин відстані та купи бетонних перешкод, працює народне оптоволокно збірки інженерів птахів Мадяра. Працює на глибині 20 кілометрів у суцільному бетонному куполі. І знаєте що? Знаходить ось таке.
Танки, зліва. Да, танчик. Це ББМ. Ахуй, скільки тут всього, блядь. Одна БМП. Два БМП. Якийсь Ахман, блядь. Ще двоє сухоївів. Давай, може не загориться все остальне.
Fuel tanker.
В кабіну все.
It's just the boys playing a video. It's just the boys playing a video game on any given night of the week.
Пацаны, блядь! Ебать, плачь, сусідів відігнали, бачиш? Відігнали. А ну-ка, ту швачину прилізеш?
А тепер увага! Пілоти Кліматим б'ють дуплетом у дві БМП одно...
I love how Madiar comes in here and corrects them instead of the Russian, Ukrainian.
часово з двох різних сторін того схорону. Ахуєнчик результат. Залетіли оптоволокном у стилі розвідка боєм, знайшли відразу 4 броні, одну запалили, хробаки другу ББМ-ку встигли вигнати, тому третю і четверту БМП вирішили бити одночасово і тим, що було під руками, звичайними неоптоволоконними F-10. Трійнічок у моменті та удар дуплетом. Красунчики, честь козаки Клімчика. Пару ефектних бадавйобчиків покажу. Кетмен нарізку підготував. Робочий танк газує. Бачите, будемо...
Just to point this out, thermal imaging, normal camera. This is how important these thermal images are. Those drones that we got for Viper, this is the world of difference they make. You know, the vehicle running away here, you can't even see it on here. Play the video
газує.
for you.
Бачите, будемо бити на ходу.
Even zooming in, you barely see a
Орбастер
trace of
птахів Мадяра
motion.
наздоганяє коросту. На піздюль. Паршиво видно зовні, але зараз побачите все зблизька. Танк підбито.
Can't even see the explosion
Покатуляється
really on this
трошечки.
side.
І стає. Реб на даху. 6 протитанкових мін понав'язував нахуясь. Очі бригаді на цілю. Жало F-10 вже приміряється їбнути. Очима пілота Вормбаст.
What they're pointing out is the drone jammer on top of this artillery piece. It's hard to tell with all the cope cage on it.
Дивимося. Шукає дзюрочку. О, звісно, у люка. А, хробак так драпав, що шолома прибульця скинув. Бульк? Ну тепер. Падабум, джага-джага, мазафака. Ото гепнуло. У повторчику. Не, сука, бом-диги-диги-диги, бом-диги-бом.
Oh,
Це
God, I
не
gotta back that up.
Бульк? Ну тепер. Падабум, джага-джага, мазафака. Ото гепнуло. У повторчику. Не, сука, бом-диги-диги-диги, бом-диги-бом.
Oh,
Це
man,
не
that-
все.
gotta love Madyak.
Повний БК хробак був. Дивімося далі. Уважно. 3-2 раз. Ом-чакалака детонюрен, єбут ті хмари, на паздіря горвануло. О, то настрій підіймає. Я не
That was
даремно
more than
той
a
танчик
trifecta.
показав, тому що цей овоч їхатиме і кінчиться на тій саме ділянці. Штурмують хробаки у смузі 59-ї дружньої бригади. Ми тут теж працюємо, тому часто з повітря ведемо бій. Хробачня спішується. Пов! Піздюліна від пілотів 59-ки. Тих хробаків у посадці 59-ка розмагнітила сама. Відеонарізка у нас про техніку. Ютуб, бан, Фейсбук, тому пасем танк. Йоблики в іншій частині. Драпає паскуда. Ворми у повітрі. На переріз. Ну та й вйо. Зовні то так. Танчику важче, але ще гребе.
Oh, remember that tank we saw blow up
Ось
earlier?
і огризки того танку, що я у попередньому сюжеті показував.
Yeah,
Так було.
that's the one.
За пару діб до сніжочку. Тиждень же як сніг лежить, морозяка. Танчуру Вормбастер F7 нас доганяє. Куди пішов? Тут же танчику поплохіло. Здувається потрошки. Але ж він не встиг відпрацювати, значить повний ПК. F10 Вормів на фіналочку. Готові? Чага-чага, бас-гітара. Шандарахнуло май реально. Файно короста була запакована. Ото нашмаляла би по наших позиціях, якби не зупинили та й не пригандошили. Такі справи. Хробачо. Хробача БМП у тій нарізці для асортименту. Вормик на підкрадулях заводить F7. Бдегорів! Погодка шепче, ось чому Кетмен сюди ту беху впхав. Завірюха, працювати треба. Той кіманко пізніше фіксанули вйобчик. Все згідно відповідно. Вйо, фіксюрен, бонуси, дрони. І знову вйо. Як казав у вчорашньому відео новоприбулий пілот Дідо, коли першого танка свого спалив, це краща робота в світі. Підтверджую. Сказав би мені хтось таке 3 роки тому десь за пастою у Гудвайні Київському. А тут прикольний епізод. Начпокалися хробаки на мінах дистанційного мінування, нараз 4 штуки. Один неборе щастя у ягозі замотав по саму башту. Ну, та в світі під... То нашмаляла би по наших позиціях, якби не зупинили та й не
No, that's just sheet
пригандошили.
metal. Because if you look back,
Танчуру
I
Вормбастер.
went back too far. I went forward too far.
Куди пішов?
So
Отже,
that hit
танчику
right there
поплохіло.
disables the engine.
Здувається потрошки. Але ж він не встиг відпрацювати,
comes
значить
in
повний
right
БК. F10 Вормів на фіналочку.
There's one of the crew members walking away right there. Oh, If I can just go back, not that much.
Повний БК F-10 Вормів на фіналочку.
No, stay large size. So, one right here, one right there. One right there, and the other one's right there.
Готові?
And you see-
Джага-джага, бас-гітара. Шандарахнуло май реально. Файно короста була запаковано. Ото нашмаляла би по наших позиціях, якби не зупинили та й не пригандошили. Такі справи. Хробачо. Хробача БМП у тій нарізці для асортименту.
Unless you're talking about this one,
Вормик на підкрадулях заводить F7.
general consensus.
Де горів? Погодка шепче, ось чому Кетмен сюди ту беху впхав. Завірюха, працювати треба. Той Кіманко пізніше фіксанули вйобчик. Все згідно відповідно. Вйо, фіксюрен, бонуси, дрони. І знову вйо. Як казав у вчорашньому відео новоприбулий пілот Дідо, коли першого танка свого спалив, це краща робота в світі. Підтверджую. Сказав би мені хтось таке 3 роки тому десь за пастою у Гудвайні Київському. А тут прикольний епізод. Начпокалися хробаки на мінах дистанційного мінування, нараз 4 штуки. Один неборе щастя у ягозі замотав по саму башту. Ну та й треба консерви роззброїти, щоб хробачня не повтягувала, як вона завжди пробує чинити. Півішка вормбастерів без очей туйки працює. Ну та й б'є першу. Наступний вильот FPV. До розвідка прямо дронами FPV-шкою. БМП горить. Не ж цікаво, але цікаве саме танки на горизонті. Зараз F-10 їбне одним влучанням відразу 2 одиниці техніки. Дивіться, танк роззувся від міни і БМП. Як вони так поряд запаркувалися, хрен його знає, то ми не бачили, але пох. Танк точно повний БК, бо не доїхав до вогневої. Ну та й йобчик, звісно, в люка. Бенц. Пов. Слабенький? Ні, достатній. Зараз маленько розгориться. Якраз бригадні мавіки прилетіли дорозвідувати. Он той танк ліворуч у ягузі запутаний, ми його теж їбнули, а пасля. Увага у праву частину. Як файно є блиснула. Тойки і детонюрен підгріб. І, звісно ж, знищив обидві одиниці від одного влучання, глибокого занурення у повний БК танк. Картина маслом. Цей БТР нам йобликів на ніч підвозив під нічного доктора. Ніч цікавого, але Кетмен включив у врізку, щоб ви побачили інтенсивні застосування FPV за буквально на відрізку кілометр. Вомбастер вітається. Недобрий вечір, Робачелло. Бетер продовжує рух за короткий час. Від посадки до посадки десь кілометр 250. Той головить FPV дружнього підрозділу. Проскакує ще 2-3 десятки метрів. Ще один FPV. Іншого, очевидно, дружнього підрозділу. Ну, та й догрібає до посадки. Нема шансу, хробачо. One way ticket, коли ви то долбойоби зрозумієте. Коротше, там мужа Бацицький дала у виконанні пілотів Вормбастер Птахимадяра F-10 жалом. Мавіки не встигли підлетіти, дивляться. Он ще один полетів дрон, але вже його не бив. Позафіксували. Згорів на роботі, тут дружні підрозділи зблизька зняли. Похті реби та мангали. Горить все. Далі трошки пройдемося традиційно по гарматкам. То дуже складна робота. Сопілкарі її виконують. F-10 ось. Оп! Команди Кліматим, пілоти. До розвідка, дивіться, вже накрили. І боєприпас, піхвознавець робить свою знайомої форми роботу. Гармата Уже не може ніж талемфітькати. Наступна. Тут камуль. Бульк. Поціломкав його камулем. Бачите, дірка не як упіхознався, але така дупоподібна. Гарматовиводяща у сопілку перетворююча. Наступна гарматка. То дуже така кропітка робота, безцінна. Для того, щоб ті гармати, вон дупло, яке дивіться, щоб ті гармати замовкли назавжди. Ще раз повторююсь, наскрізь на стінці гармати дзірка виводить її з ладу у стволі у повному об'ємі, тому що її треба відтягнути, вон дупло дивіться, відтягнути з позиції. Ствол то є дуже дефіцитний аксесуар, і тому хробачня то ніколи не робить. Оце по тепленькому трошки сопілкарі працюють. Коли ствол гарячий, його дуже гарно у нічник видно. І можна поціломкати, ну а потім зафіксити. Це піхознавець працював. Там дуплень. Ні, вибачаюся, це теж камуль. Це був камуль. А от іще одна нічна. Вона тепленька, така світиться на морозці. Її видно гарно. Чпоки! І після того вони заткаються надовго, як не назавжди. Гармату з позиції ніхто не пре. А козаки Кліматим, ціла наша спільнота сопілкарів, пачками їх нищать. До речі, вчора, що там було, 21 лютого, 14 гармат за добу. Це є рекорд. О, тут зараз дорога смерті і фаєр-шоу. До речі, по цій дорозі хробачня визнала. Подивіться вверх, вниз, вліво, вправо, їздити вони вже перестали. Це якийсь долбойоб.
So that is video from AAR today. But if you just caught that on the phone, Staro Konstanitiv City explosions reported 1 minute ago. Kyiv City under air alert. Missiles reported over Chernihiv. So Ukraine looking like they're facing ballistic missiles again tonight. Okay, two things I wanted to really talk about because of your guys' conversation in chat. When the Soviet Union collapsed, basically higher education system in Russia collapsed with it. Same with Ukraine, but Ukraine quickly went over to a more Western style of higher education. Universities and other such things were already in place. And it was just a quick turnover for Ukraine. Russia was not so. Seeing ballistic missiles reported in Kyiv Oblast, heading towards Kyiv City. And still more missiles in Chernihiv. Let me grab Telegram again. Uh, 2 minutes before entering the region, a cruise missile, unidentified type, from Sumy region headed for district of Chernihiv. Ukrainian news telegram channel. I'll check it out. later. Here's the Shaheeds. 10 Shaheeds over Ukraine. 3 were in Klemenski, 2 in Ravine, 2 in Zhytomyr, 2 in Kiev, and 1 in Mykolaiv. And now the missiles are starting to come in. No new updates from Monitor. Well, it looks like another interesting morning at 6 o'clock in the morning for Ukraine. And another new video popping up just now. Mariupol, Azovstal district. Video from behind Russian occupation. This is what Mariupol looks like today. I'll finish what I was talking about in a minute. I wanted to show that because that is usually very up-to-date videos that Warriors Ukrainian puts out. This was probably put out on a Russian telegram late last night or early this morning. So there it is, Mariupol from behind occupation. Should forward that one over. Okay. Before I got distracted, I apologize. I was talking about the Russian education system. Russian higher education was basically an apprentice system. When Russia's economy collapsed after the Soviet Union broke up, there wasn't work to be done. So, without having work to show the new people how to do the work, it kind of all just collapsed. And the people in Russia that are in their 50s and 60s now, getting ready to retire, are the last generation that have any training in complex areas, engineering, such things like that. Otherwise, they had to send their kids outside of Russia to get a higher education. Well, that transferred over into the oil fields as well. And shoot, now I can't think of the guy's name. No, that's not Reed Dalio. Oh God, what the hell's the guy's name? Peter Zehan. he had an entire book and lecture series. Actually, let me go to YouTube. Peter. Let's go lectures. I'm not going to go through the whole lecture. I think it was the keynote in 2019. Goes through and breaks down.
And since I really want to get off this stage very quickly, I'd like to introduce
See if this is the
you to
one.
the first featured speaker for today, geopolitical energy.
Yeah. So this is the one. I am going to put this in your playlist. And when you're cooking or knitting or doing whatever you do, play this in the background. He goes into all this with like the Russian oil fields. They had to cap the oil fields after 91. And it took 20 years for them to reopen the oil fields in northern Russia. And it wouldn't even say it took them 20 years. It took 20 years plus Western aid reopening Russia's oil fields. No one in Russia knows how to do it. They had to bring in Western techs, Western crews to reopen Russia's oil pumps or oil wells. If they have to cap those pipes again, stop pumping, they're going to freeze up, and it's going to need another 20 years for people to go in and undo the damage done from stopping those oil fields from pumping. That is what Russia has been so critical at trying to prevent. That's why they're selling oil at losses to China and India, trying to keep those wells pumping. And with Ukraine taking out all the oil storage facilities and higher sanctions on the shadow fleet, that is what is pushing that to happen. Peter Zehan goes into it much better than I ever could, even though I've watched it probably 4 times myself. Probably not Adam. Well, it looks like the missiles are gone. So yeah, if you want a good argument and good reference points, definitely watch Peter Zehan's video lecture. He goes into all of that, why it took him so long, what needs to be done, what will happen. And you have to remember, Peter Zehan predicted this war back in 2015. He predicted that it would not stop in Donetsk and Luhansk or in Crimea. Ukraine wants, or Russia wants all of Ukraine. Before we go back, let me just see what the latest is from Packet. Missile turned towards Bovary. They're not sure what it was, but it was once reported as an Iskander K. It's not showing on the alert map anymore, so hopefully that means air defense was able to take it out. Air alerts remain current. So, back to regularly scheduled programming. Gotta go find where I left off because I added that new one on there. That wasn't it. Oh, it was the Big Matty AAR video, that one. So, Deep State was fundraising for FPV drones. These are some of the videos they got back from the operators of those that received the donated drones. Here, let me get that back to the beginning. And here's the video of Deep State's drone efforts. That is the video. I'll change it out in just a second. I want to catch up with chat. Yeah, and that's just what Bong Bong says. The Russian Sovereign Wealth Fund is almost depleted. I read the same article. 80% of the BMPs and entire classes of self-propelled guns were destroyed. Yeah, looking at the satellite images from like the storage units, almost all the tanks are gone. There's a few like hulks that are just basically scrap metal that are left. But any serviceable tank hull is like literally gone from the storage yards. Russia's on its last leg, and unfortunately it is now that somebody might be throwing them a lifeline. But speaking of hunks of scrap, here's Ukrainian turning some more Russian armor into hunks of scrap. New York Post. This was the cover yesterday, the 21st, February 21st. President Trump, this is a dictator. And 10 other Ukraine war truce we ignore at our own peril. It is Putin who started the war despite recent statements from Trump. Russia invaded Ukraine to occupy it and continues to do so with great cruelty. Kyiv never had, nor does it have, claims to Russian territory. Ukraine is fighting for its independence. Ukrainians want to live in a free, sovereign country that is not Russia. Ukrainians and Russians are not one people. They have different languages, culture, and history. Putin is a dictator, suppressing freedom of speech, ending free elections, destroying civil society, and killing his political opponents. Putin cannot be trusted. Zelensky is not a dictator. He won the elections honestly and maintains 57% support. That was the number in January. That percentage of support has risen to 65%. Not 4% as Trump claimed. Ukraine has freedom of speech and a civil society. Russia is not a friend of the U.S., but a hostile nuclear power with close ties to China, Iran, and North Korea. They even have citizens marching down their street with a mock ballistic nuclear missile saying for Washington. Ukraine is a friend of the U.S. Ukrainians share American values, and I would say Ukrainian values are more widely followed more widely in the population than it is in America. American aid to Ukraine is not disappearing, but is being used on the front line. The author of the article stresses that unity in the West and support for true allies is the path to victory. I like the Ukrainian phrase better, razom переможемо, together we will win. Another magazine cover. This is a German magazine, and the cover today was Betrayed. First Zelensky, then us. These are the words on the new cover of the German magazine Der Spiegel. The publication responds to the radical departure of the U.S. from its allies, Ukraine and Europe, and writes that Donald Trump is forcing a Ukrainian president to adapt to a new reality where he becomes an actor in somebody else's play. Of course, this news has been bouncing around. It was big news when I posted it here, but it's been covered very much. Zelensky is not yet ready to sign a minerals agreement with the U.S. Many people have covered this already. It's a very one-sided deal that was proposed by the U.S. government. Basically, Trump is turning the U.S. government into a mob and basically running a protection racket against Ukraine at this point. I would love somebody to leak the deal that was first offered. so we could see what it was word for word. It is just, it's a sad day. It's, you know, I love my country, but goddamn, my government's going to hell. Infantry work of the 225th Separate Assault Regiment. This video shows a combat maneuver. Bradleys with the landing force advanced deep into occupied territory. The infantry came across an ambush and received a command to retreat. Oh shit, sorry. The 225th Separate Assault Regiment practiced pinpoint fire to return and take the lines. Here is the video. Oh, me coughing. Oh, shit. Oh. This is fire coming from Ukrainian Bradley. Okay, I can breathe again. I tried figuring out what it was before that hit the Bradley. Let's slow this down all the way. Get it back up to large size. It was an RPG. Okay. From off over here. So rather than do the assault into the tree line, they get behind cover of the Bradley. Bradley opens up its back again. Oh, closed it. Got the troops in, pulled the troops out, and hey, look, phosphorus used by the Russians to try and stop the Bradley. Trump told Zelensky, you don't have to actually do anything, just make public announcement. Yeah, I believe it. Well, there's a lot of people that in America that vote for whatever party they've always voted for, regardless of who it is, what it is. All I can say is we needed a stronger opponent to Trump, but I don't think it would have helped either. Harris was not a strong enough opponent for Trump. I mean, I used to live in Arizona, and I got laid off from my job, went in to file for unemployment. And yeah, undocumented illegal immigrant comes in, says, his truck's out of gas, he has kids in the car, and they gave him cash. So it does happen, but I don't think as much as like the 7,000 or 10,000 that people are claiming. Maybe somebody donated $10,000 worth of rent, and let the immigrants stay at their rundown apartment building in New York. But yeah, they didn't give them cash. They basically vouchers and food stamps, no rent, no bills, stuff like that. Air alert is now over in Kyiv. Yeah, you can't really look at it that way, Adam. It was is what 60 million people in America voted. So it was more than that. The vast majority of America did not vote. One of the main things that was not done on Harris's side that Trump took advantage of was the use of like TikTok, Telegram, all the new social medias. And unfortunately, the more you hear somebody's name, the more you remember it. It's how the human brain works. Yeah, so it's something like half of America didn't even vote. Again, another video from Russia. This is a Ukrainian drone that got shot down over the Novovolyn blah 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 oil pumping station in Krasnodar. Here is the video.
Летит, вот, слышу, жужжит на улице. Охренеть, вот он полетел. Во, летит. Во, взорвал. Нихуя себе! Ого! Охуеть! Фу, сука! Ого, вот это я поймал кадр, блядь.
Oh, I didn't hear about that KKGG, but I really don't follow the U.S. side of crap. I'm I'm so done. I want to get out of here so bad. Even though that one drone was taken out, the oil fields were hit. The oil pumping station was hit today. I think there's video later in the stream for that. Video from Third Assault. Oops. I forgot. It doesn't translate in my channel for some reason. Dispersal of Russians in the Kharkiv region. Third Assault Unit works non-stop, destroying the enemy and burning out enemy manpower with discharges. Fragments of the Kharkiv region are a death zone for the occupiers. Here is Third Assault's video. Yeah, I get what you guys are saying, but I mean, it's to the point now there's anything that even comes out is just going to get suppressed by Trump. He's already ignoring judicial orders from the Supreme Court. Congress is supposed to be his check and balance. Same with the judicial side. And he has legislative side wrapped up. They're going to do whatever he wants to do. There's not enough power against him to get anything done. He's just flat out ignoring the judicial side. It's a very precarious situation for democracy in America. It's all I can say. Anyways, 46th Brigade. Oh, I hate that I can't do translations in my channel. Drones of the 46th Brigade came out of cover, looked up, saw nothing, and did not understand. Well, here's the video. Okay, if I play this video, definitely going to get censored by YouTube, if not just the whole video taken down. So if you want to see this video, you're going to have to go to the Telegram channel. It's linked in the description below. Check this video out. But this is video of Ukrainian special forces inside a Russian command post with the Russians napping against the wall. It is very graphic. I highly advise discretion if you go watch it. I am not going to play it on YouTube. So the only way you're going to get it is Telegram, or go find it on your own. Ukrainian sniper. And I have to select the text to be able to translate it. Snipers of 3rd Assault neutralize Katseps, or 3rd Marines, sorry. Neutralize Katseps who move by water in the Kherson region. You know, fish in a barrel, basically. Everybody tilt your head. There is the link to it if you want to go watch it again. On to lighter news. 78 countries, 654 cities around the world will hold actions in support of Ukraine. In total, 1,006 Stand With Ukraine events are planned in 78 countries for February today through Monday. The goal of the campaign is to remind the world of the third year of full-scale war and consequences of the Russian invasion for Ukraine and the world, as well as a call on democratic governments to mobilize support for Ukraine, increase pressure on Russia to end the war and restore Ukraine's territorial integrity. Find an event here. Again, I'll copy the link. You could call this video, but it's going to be more like an audio clip. Everything is blurred due to security reasons. So let's just listen in on Odessa tonight. One.
Сука, 20 метров от нас въебало. Это пиздец. Вон еще один туда летит, блядь.
2.
Охуеть. Еще один.
3,
Ебать,
4.
твари, это, сука, все мы... Ебать, все горит. Так, это 6-й, нахуй. Бам.
5.
6-й, ебать, твари. Полетел. Бам.
6.
Мразь. Попадание 9-й.
7. That is 7 Shahed drones in a 48-second video. Media reported 9 arrivals. But that was Odessa last night. Or tonight, depending on how you look at it. One of those events was a march on the Russian embassy In London, here is the video from BBC or GBN News.
Ukrainian embassy. So the statue of Saint Vladimir. Those watching on television will see him surrounded by hundreds, if not, I think thousands of people here. Actually, it's a very big protest now. It's picking up momentum. We made our way from that statue to the Russian embassy, snaking our way through central London. And you may be able to hear chanting and singing, "Stop Russia, stop the war." We've heard similarly, "Stop the aggression." Russia is a terrorist state. It's contained. It's animated. There's a small police presence. We're going to be here throughout the protest. As I say, we're outside the Russian embassy now. Expected to be here for a couple of hours. Oh, there we go. There's a flag there. So you can see it's very busy. I'm packed in here, but like I said, it's a strong atmosphere. Small police presence, and people are angry given the context that you just explained, Dawn. US now bringing Russia into these peace talks, actually having those discussions in Saudi Arabia in absence of Volodymyr Zelensky or Ukrainian officials. People here are very angry about that. There are some Stop Trump signs here as well, so there's frustration towards the US administration. As I say, we'll bring you the latest throughout the next couple of hours, so stay tuned.
Adam, thank you very much. I'll leave you fending off the flags. It quite suited you actually being draped in a flag over your face. That's Adam Cherry, who is covering the march to the Russian embassy.
So that was the event in London. Here is the event in Washington, D.C. I couldn't find a video that was free to use, but here are some images. Hold on a second. Ukraine is not for sale. Yeah, it says Putin hands off Ukraine. It could also say Trump hands off Ukraine's minerals. Free the Mariupol defenders. And I just like this one. It was the goodnight image from Warriors Ukrainian. Of course, Winston Churchill, I stand with Ukraine, never surrender. You know, Winston Churchill with the trident on his famous jacket. Sweater vest, whatever you want to call it. HIMARS, cluster munition used on a concentration of Russian forces in Donetsk. Here is the video. Unfortunately, no sound, but very, very accurate fire. 4 vehicles near your troops. This is a school, and I'm guessing the Russians are using the school as a barracks. 110th, a wonderful morning, a beautiful sunrise. But the enemy doesn't think so. The Russians decided to spoil the day. 2 columns, 10 pieces of armored vehicles. A wonderful day became ordinary. The enemy tried to break through our defenses. Professionalism, courage, and honor. 90% of the enemy wiped out and off of, well, into Ukrainian soil. Run, Russians, run. Sorry, that was partially my fault. I broke my rules twice now, yesterday and today, talking about U.S. politics, and I need to not do that. It's just frustrating to me. And I'm sure, well, obviously from the responses, it's frustrating to everybody else. I wasn't really enjoying the music on that. I love going to the Philharmonic in Ukraine. It was very beautiful and thankfully very affordable, unlike here in the U.S. This is what cities look like before and after Russian liberation. They go through Mariupol, Avdiivka, Bakhmut, Marinka, Popyazna, Soledar, Severodonetsk, Lyman, Lysychansk, and Orhiv. Ukraine wants Russia to simply leave the country alone to end its war of aggression, but as Russians keep arriving to kill and destroy, Ukraine must defend itself to survive. Most, if not all, U.S. citizens would do the same if Russians arrived in Alaska. Fair point. Here is the video. I would say enjoy, but this is kind of sad. Soledar. Oh, I want to go back. Yeah. Oh, let me do this. So, here, Bakhmut, Soledar. Box of salt from the Soledar mines. Little piece of Ukraine that I get to keep with me. Salt mined from the mines in Soledar. Okay, back to normal. This was such a beautiful town. Yeah, that is the Russian world. You know, Россия мир. Russian mir. Russian world, Russian peace that Russia's bringing to Ukraine. Unfortunately, it is the last video I have for today. These are but a few cities. I'm going to take a minute. Thankfully, most of the air alerts have cleared. Just a few drones left. If you ever get the chance, come into go on Google Maps, come over to Ukraine. Just hover the little guy and look at these little dots. Most of these are 360 views. You know, just a little water source for the local town here. This is what Ukraine looked like before the war. This image was from August 2020. Toretsk before the war. You know, very beautiful city right downtown. A beautiful park. You'll be hard pressed to find an image that is not a beautiful image. Bilgorivka up by Servisk. But, oh, Ukraine's flat. Right there's the river. The old mining site, dump sites. I would love to be able to come into some of these old sites like this and rehabilitate the ground. You can already see that some of the work has been done to hold off the water from flowing directly into the river with all the stuff from the mine. You know, Votchansk, there we go. You know, we hear about Votchansk, we've seen videos of it. You know, just the river valley next to the city. All right, probably not the best picture with the bottle showing up first thing. But, you know, the little suburbs of Votchansk, the residential areas. April 2021. No wonder Russia wanted this area. They needed parts to fix their planes. You know, that's come over towards Oschansk. Okay, Kharkiv. The Severodonetsk River. I could sit there for hours with a fishing pole, not catch a thing, and be happy. Well, see, here's the thing that really scares me with Russia wanting to occupy Ukraine. Russia does not have the military force to be able to enforce an occupation. So when you see videos like this, where towns are leveled, destroyed, no way people could live in these towns anymore like they did before. Russia doesn't want Ukrainian population. They don't think Ukrainians should exist. If you destroy the homes, you make it unlivable, they'll go elsewhere. They'll lose their identity in places like here in America. Russia does not want Ukrainian people. They want Ukrainians' resources, and they want to access other strategic choke points that Ukraine is on the way to. The Ukrainian population is a problem. That's why Russia does what it's doing. It's attacking civilians. One of my favorite towns in Ukraine is Kremenchuk. Just outside the city. Must have been fall. Yep, October 2018. Oh yeah, Ukraine is perfectly flat. Bullets would go for miles. Just any random place in Ukraine. So you go over here by Uman. Oh, look at what we have here. Anybody want a castle? Looks like it needs a new roof, but come up here. I'd put like a little barbecue spot up here, and imagine having this for your view every day. There's a spot over here I'd love to show you. This is one of the hilltops in Ukraine. As you can see, it's a hiking destination here in the Carpathians. Maybe that's your idea of beauty. Let's see. This one here. You know, little road up here at the top of the mountain. You know, a little bit farther to go to get to the summit. You know, up above the tree line. But Ukraine is flat. Remember that. Trump said so. But you can even go into some of the bigger cities. You know, right in central Poltava. This is the center of Poltava City. Go to the park and forget your city life for a little bit. There's so many amazing places in Ukraine. Even in the middle of a farm field. It looks like the little lunch area where the farmers come and park their tractor, have their drinks. Kind of weird that that's blocked out. But this is a fighting line probably now. Or could be, depending on where we're at. I didn't really pay much attention. No, but... Sorry, let me go and find... And Bakhmut. My brain is having a brain fart at the moment. Chasiv Yar. So, I'm sure we've all heard of this town. Early in the invasion, reporters loved reporting in this town because it's called New York. You know, besides the Ukrainian language on the signs, this could be any small town in the coal belt in America. February 2020. Unfortunately, that was a nice rainy day. Come up here towards Toretsk. I think it's this one I want to show you. April 2019, from on top of the tailings from the mine. You know, you ever been in a mining town? You know what these are like. But, you know, city, forest right next to it. You know, valley right here. Another town off that direction. Now more of the city right here. Definitely a mining town. It's all leveled now. Oh, I was hoping maybe there was one right here, but try this one. So, just the corner of a small town. But you can even go to the bigger cities and see what it's like. It sucks what Russia is doing to Ukraine. The railroad station in Pokrovsk. You know, that I love looking at the trains in Ukraine. They all have these cool styles to them. Save pictures, Ukraine trip. Where could you be? This is the train I got to ride in going into Ukraine. Golden Gate in the middle of Kyiv. Side view of it. I showed up in Kyiv on Valentine's Day. Kyiv put out this little Valentine's photo booth. Just in the middle of a sidewalk somewhere for people to enjoy. The park near my apartment in Kyiv. Oh, here's the pond that's in the park. You get the polarized glasses and you can see the fish swimming around in that pond. Even their electrical boxes they make look pretty. And then there's cool things like this. This is one of the metro entrances. And every weekend they have a little dance hall kind of thing here. If you come here when they're not having the dance, it shows you the steps to do the dance are painted in the floor here. Yeah, I am homesick. My friend and his family. Literally right behind me in this picture is Kyiv. This is the forest right on the edge of Kyiv. Yeah, I am so homesick you don't even want to know. Yeah. She lived in these buildings here. And literally you walk across the street. There's, the housing in Kyiv. And then walk into the forest and you're in another world. Only the rare car honk and and you're literally a 5-minute walk from Kyiv, just outside of your apartment building. And people in Kyiv go out here, used to go out here, pick mushrooms and family picnics, ride their bikes, walk their dogs. They can't now because, in this area they can, but this area here was all mined. Like this entire forest area is off limits to civilians while they demine it. Or at least it was when I was there. I want to show you this. This is one of Ukraine's national parks. That is freaking gorgeous. And yes, I am so homesick. I want to go back so bad. I cannot wait to go. February 2024. The depths of winter. And this is the snow they get. Out there collecting mushrooms. Feeding stations for the deer. Lakeside. Just another meadow. One of the ponds. Some of the mushrooms they collect. Again, the lakeside. Another feeding station. Okay, just a cornfield. A harvested cornfield. But there's the forest right there in the back. Some more mushrooms. Big old feeding station. And apparently Ukraine had buffalo. I don't know if they still do, but I'll have to check into that. Again, out mushrooming. Oh, they even have horse rides you can go do. Ukrainians love their mushrooms. And I'm a fun guy too. I like my fun guys. There's a fungus among us. I don't know why, but that road reminds me of, visiting my family in upstate New York. And again, December 2018, the depths of winter. Oh, darn, what is there? 4-5 inches of snow on the ground? They even have a grilling station where you can grill your own food and a tent that looks like a log cabin. That's kind of weird. Oh, where is it? Okay, it's up here. I love this picture. This is one of the towns with the houses I would love to get. You know, kids out having a soccer match. And I'm going to annoy everybody in that calls it football right now. Yeah, just out there enjoying the soccer field. Well, the groundskeepers look on and make sure the kids don't tear it up too much. Okay, I'm definitely moving to Ukraine then, because if I can have my buffalo burgers, I'm so happy. But yeah, just random little village, kids out playing soccer, cows watching. Who needs a lawnmower? Family outing. We get to a sneak in on May 2021. Just a little fishing hole, forest surrounding it, nice field to just go relax in. See if there's one next to the Dnipro. Here we go. Nice drone shot for you. No, sandy beach, campground, pine forest. And there's the Dnipro. Go on the other side. Okay, I gotta make friends with this guy. You know, pine forest, birch trees, right next to the water's edge. And you can kind of sort of see the other edge of the... But yeah, go out there, have a nice little trip on the boat, do some skiing. I'm glad that question wasn't asked towards me. Yeah, no, I'm not going near Chernobyl. This is the one that really gets me. Not the image I was hoping for. Let's try this one. You ever seen a pink lake? Okay. I can't prove this, and there's no way to really tell for sure. But I think at one point in time, Crimea was an island. and someone built like a causeway way back in the day, and it's just been filling up with sand, dirt, turning to soil and all this as the years gone on. And that's why this connection is here. You can kind of see the same thing happening here. They built this causeway, and then these sandbars built up, and then it turns to soil, and then start farming it. Well, that's my thought. I don't know. I can't prove it. I don't know how to prove it, but no pictures of the Blue Lake. Right there. Let's go to that one. December 2019. Unfortunately, I think I found the one ugly picture of a spot in Ukraine because someone didn't clean up after they demolished their house. But you see right there what it could look like. Right there. Pine trees in their backyard. I'm not sure if those are chicken coops or hog pens. Yeah, it's, don't get me wrong, there's beautiful spots in America just like this, but it's like Ukraine's kind of like taking America and condensing it down into like the size of Texas. You have the East Coast feel with all the industry and ironworks, coal mines, stuff over here. And then you have like the West Coast California type of feel over here where it's all like beach resorts and stuff like that. Crimea is kind of like Florida. Get up here into like Uman, Bistenzia, between Bilotorisk and Venetia. And it's all kind of like the Midwest, like where I'm at right now. Come here to south of Kherson and you have your own sand dunes park. There you go. Dune buggy in the middle of Ukraine. Dnipro is very comparable to the Mississippi. Mississippi River. Your Rockies. The hills up here are kind of like the Appalachians. Not so tall, but more low rolling hills. But on top of all the natural beauty, you have a huge history. No. Search this area. the old castles. And a lot of these old castles, you don't pay to go see them. They're just out there. You just go up there and you can go visit. Some of them they're working on restoring. There you go. This castle was built in 1584. Oh yeah, there's work on a lot of them. Like this one. This one's all restored. It's a resort that you can actually stay in the keep. They have little shops inside like they would back in the day. But it's more, instead of fruit and veg, it's trinkets and souvenirs. There you go. There's a round table. You can play like you're King Arthur. Oh, that's very neat. The different fortifications, castles, and stuff around with the century that they were built. Yeah, even an old model of the castle. That's kind of cool. So, yeah, Ukraine has very, very interesting history. And I love to be able to learn more and more about it. I've been trying to learn more about it since the early 90s. The ancient history of it, medieval history of it. But a lot of those books have not survived till today. Mainly because Russia tried erasing the history. It's not until recently that a lot of these Ukrainian history books have been published because the collapse of the Soviet Union. That's very cool. There's more castles than just this. Let's just search this area. Here you go. This reminds me so much of this could have been like Count Dracula's castle. Back in its heyday. Unfortunately, this is all that's left of it. Here's one that's partially restored. So you can see them doing the restoration work here. The outer moat, Bailey, Stone Keep, one of the guard posts. What it looked like before the restoration. The old arrow, bow and arrow ports in the castle walls. I forgot what they're called. Got so far they've gotten this restored and this part. They're starting to work on the keep. And of course, the stairwell up to the castle. This is one of the castles I want to go visit personally. Medieval fortress rebuilt over the centuries with views of the river. A big restoration has begun. Nice sunset point, very attractive. Just it's one thing I had a hard time with growing up in the States is we have 100 years of history in our buildings because before that everything was basically torn down. Europe has such a rich history, it's hard to compete with. And for you meatitarians out there, I want to show you a place to stop in Lviv. This is an old castle in Lviv that's kind of been converted over the years. So this all used to be part of a castle. And this restaurant down here is called the arsenal. Oh, okay, let me do this a different way. It's basically a Ukrainian barbecue joint. Yeah, that's the plate you get. But yeah, you're basically going into the old armory, the weapons storage area for the old castle for dinner. Very cool. Oh, and if you do go to Lviv, you want to check this place out. Be ready to do a lot of walking to work off the calories. Way, way better than Roshan. Yeah, hard to miss it. Let's see if we can decipher. So, from this month, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kilograms of chocolate. Oh, wow, that person likes chocolate. 493 hryvnia, so about $12 for 5 kilos of chocolate. Oh, see, that's the best part is, Arsenal, the Arsenal restaurant's right there. Lviv chocolate is right here. That place is evil, but it's just over here where they have the frontline kitchen. You never assume that that's what's behind the door. But yeah, very, very European city of Lviv. If you guys take the plane into Warsaw and then take the train from Warsaw to Kyiv, you'll spend some time right here. Where's the station? Oh, here, right here. This is where I transferred from the Polish train to the Ukrainian train. Definitely if you do this trip and you do the transfer here, hit this place up, because there's very few stops on some of the trains. Get snacks, get groceries, drinking supplies if you want. It's not as cheap as Ukraine, but you want something to eat while you're on the train. This is the place to go. Yeah, that's right where the Ukrainian train was at, the ticket office, and then over to the border, and you basically follow this road all the way over to Kyiv. It's a long train ride, though. I can't argue. Some of you will remember Starsky talking about Princess Olga and the, getting the birds from every house in the city. This was the fortress city that is from that story. Tied a burning torch to each one of the birds and let them fly back home. Of course, that's the rebuilt, but this is the moat. The river turned to moat. You notice the name, the Uza River. Come back all the way over to here. Uza River. Yes, it is the same river. It runs all the way from here, all the way up to there. Much more winding path, but yeah, Ozzy, make sure you include cost in that comparison. Dniester. The Dniester River runs like from over here all the way down along the border. Essentially is the border here over in Odessa until you get to this inlet. Yeah, Ukraine has some long rivers. This river up here by me, it's a very tamed river. Up here, canals, over to watering ponds, controlled irrigation. But that river runs all back down here, over to here, and out to this river that runs down to the Dnipro. But I followed it back one day, and like the spring for that is all the way over here by Sumy. So it starts like way, way over here and just does this winding path. I think it'd be cool to get like a kayak, hop on some of these rivers and just see where they go. Okay, who got me talking about how pretty Ukraine is? Because you kept me streaming for an extra hour and a half just talking. Yeah, I beg to differ, Adams. It's very, very hard to find good chocolate in the U.S. And if you do find it, you're paying probably $60, $70 a pound. Yeah, it's really saddens me that the Nova Kakhovka dam. This is what it used to look like. Nice big reservoir behind it. And yeah, right about there you zoom out and now it's just it's starting to green up. But it's just basically sandbar and weeds. You see the trench that had to be dug to provide water to the AAR nuclear power plant. And then the drainage for the water going back to the river basin. But you can see even map data from this year. I'm guessing fall last year. It's a lot of water that's gone. This water fed into other systems. Like this here, this water backed up way back. You come out to here and you can already see the changes in the color of the canopy in this area. Yeah, you can see the changes in the color of the fields. You can just basically see the southern part of Ukraine drying out. It's going to take years to recuperate what's been lost. And that's just the ecological side. That's not even counting the cities that have been destroyed. One last place to show you. This is the lake by Kivri. Nice little forest behind it. I love that it's not like every beach is developed or privatized, or, you know, it's all public land. Well, not all of it, but you know what I mean. Ukraine did a much better job than the United States of preserving nature for the populace rather than the few. Someone's sitting on a lounge chair waiting for the bell to ring for their fishing. Shell collectors would have a field day. I don't think that's thick enough to go ice fishing on. And of course, no place in Ukraine gets by without the mushroom picks. Anyways, you folks have a good night. Thanks for walking me through my stroll through memory lane. My dream, my whatever you want to call it. If you haven't hit the like, I appreciate that very much. But more so, I appreciate your support for Ukraine. Have a good night. Stay safe, everybody.